What up, what up? Some big news out of the Dolphins camp at the end of the year presser with Chris Grier and Mike McDaniel that they have both stated that they are going to be sticking with Tua Tagovailoa as the starting quarterback for next season. So it's all but confirmed. Basically, Chris Grier was asked about Tua, and he said that he is their quarterback, and he doesn't know how he can make it any more clear. And he goes on to explain that they'll explore all options for the fifth-year option, and that his helmet isn't an issue, and also that he's not any more prone to concussions than anyone else, according to doctors. That's a lot to unpack, but I think what it comes down to is any one of us that were hoping for a Lamar Jackson, a Tom Brady, a Derek Carr, Aaron Rodgers, any of those guys, I think we need to understand that those dreams are likely dashed, as usually a team isn't going to go out there and just straight up say that whoever their current guy is going to be the guy next year if he's not going to be. If Tua wasn't going to be the quarterback next year, if they had any doubts about that, they would say that they would explore it, or the season just ended. That'll be something they'll address in the future. They wouldn't just go out there and say Tua is our quarterback with 100% certainty. And he did say with 100% certainty. So to me, that's them saying, look, Tua's still the guy. He's going to be the starter next year. So I personally fell on the side where I wanted them to go after Tom Brady. Personally, don't crucify me for that. That's just what I wanted. And I'm sure other people wanted Lamar Jackson, Aaron Rodgers, and a lot of people also wanted Tua to come back. I understand from all angles why you would want what you want. And I also understand why Tua coming back is a great option. So there's a couple things. If you're going to go after one of these quarterbacks like Lamar, Rodgers, Brady, it's going to cost a shit ton of money. And a shit ton of money that this team doesn't have right now. Chris Grier did say that that would be something that changes, and I'm sure it will. They always figure it out. So I'm sure they have a plan up their sleeve. But god damn it, they need to get Christian Wilkins on a deal. Alright, I don't give a fuck about really any of these other players. Let me go through the list of the Dolphins players who are coming up for free agency before I continue on the Tua talk. We got Raheem Mostert. Look, we could do without him. I love Raheem, great player. Jeff Wilson. You're probably going to want to get one of those guys back, Raheem or Jeff Wilson, or get some running back in. Mike Gesicki. He's probably gone because someone's going to give him a large deal, well-deserved, but we can't afford Mike Gesicki. Trent Sherfield can do with or without him. Teddy Bridgewater, I assume he'll be gone. Landon Roberts, I like Landon Roberts, so if he's cheap, bring him back. Duke Riley, probably gone. Van Ginkel, he's probably not going to get a big deal, so that's a 50-51. Melvin Ingram, I'd say most likely going to be gone. Eric Rowe, probably gone. Nick Needham, I think he's coming back. We're going to get Nick Needham back. And John Jenkins, who gives a fuck. And Thomas Morstead, who I'd like back, but who knows? It's a punter. There's punters everywhere. Then there are positions that need to be addressed, such as kicker. All right, I feel like you could win in the NFL with an average to slightly below average punter. Kicker, you need a good kicker. So as long as they're moving on from Jason Sanders, I can live with it. But yeah, you're gonna want to get back. You're gonna want to get Nick Needham back, and you're gonna want to get Christian Wilkins set up. And if you can keep Mike Gesicki, that's great. But I look at that as like a 0% chance of happening. As far as Tua goes, I think they'll pick up his fifth-year option. I don't think he's going to get a big deal this offseason. And I don't think Tua would want to sign a deal this offseason because he probably would rather bet on himself, given that if he does get a deal, it's not going to be a major deal. So for Tua to get a major deal, he's going to have to play a full season at a very high level. And I think a lot of us are going to be disappointed to find out that he's going to be the quarterback next year for 100% certainty. But at the same time, we have to understand that He did put up top 10 numbers. Well, he played top 5 numbers, really. And he had a lot of chemistry with Tyreek Hill and Waddle. Didn't do a lot as far as hitting the tight end, which I think hurt the chances of Gesicki coming back. But, it might even have helped because maybe no one will sign him to a big deal. I don't know. But Tua does distribute the ball well, and it does look like he can only get better. There's things that he needs to work on for sure, but he's played well. And, Drew Brees had a tough start to his career with injuries, and the Chargers moved on from him, and they got Phillip Rivers. Now, I don't know about you guys, but Drew Brees is miles and miles ahead of Phillip Rivers ever was in his career. So, I could see how it'd be hard to move on from a guy like Tua, who there's so much upside. And there really is. It's just a matter of the health concerns, and the health concerns are a big deal. So if you're going to stick with Tua, which they are, you have to address the backup quarterback situation. Personally, I would go grab Gardner Minshew. That's in my opinion. You need someone back there who's almost starting level, because I don't want to see another fucking Skylar Thompson starting games for the Dolphins. If Tua gets hurt, you just need a quarterback that's competent. And to me, Gardner Minshew is going to be the best thing out there. And that's pretty much all I had to say. Just breaking the news down for you motherfuckers. Rather quick video. I was going to do a review on Velma, that new show that came out that everyone's hating on, but YouTube's already oversaturated with that bullshit. So Friday I'm going to do a little vlog, getting a tattoo, a little tattoo appointment vlog. That should be fun. But other than that, I will be back. Go fuck yourselves.